Now we have a presentation on date versus time. And to understand this topic further, let's welcome Hafdi Salah, Managing Partner from BBI. Welcome. He has more than 24 years' experience in technology solutions and consulting. Mr. Salah leads many mega-scale, end-to-end enterprise data management projects in many sectors, including telco, banking, and government. AlSharif, Senior Solution Engineer, Confluent. He is a senior technology specialist with 17 years of experience and successful international experience in infrastructure and virtualization consulting. Also experience in designing IT solutions that deliver business value.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. I'm trying to get the first slide. No. Yeah, it's working, but it went jumping on it quickly. Thank you, everybody. So I'll introduce myself quickly on BBI so that you know who is presenting to you. So my name is Hafdi Salah. I'm from BBI. I'm managing partner. Very quickly and briefly about us, we are a local regional system integrator. We are Confluent partners. BBI started in 2009, really focusing on data management solutions and development and deployment. And we worked with telcos, we worked with government entities, with banking. So our focus really in data management and all forms of data management, which is the traditional data warehousing, big data, of course. And then we went into the cloud modernizations, application modernizations, migrations from on-prem to the cloud and hybrid. And also we went into the, which is a topic of today, is the data streaming, which is data versus the time and the value of the data, and we will look at that. So our competency, as we said, is in EI and application modernizations. We do cloud infrastructure, which is the hybrid and the modernization of the applications from the prem on the cloud. We do traditional enterprise data management, which is also based on EI and machine learning. And we do a lot of big data analytics through batching, through data, and based on EI for analytics. As you see, we started historically on telco, because that was really the time in 2009 and all the way to 2012, the sector that really was pushing for the data management and data valuation and data monetizations. And then we spread into the banking and then into government, and then we work in retails. And this is really just a quick snapshot of our customers in the region.
What happens with objects at rest? They stay at rest. But what about objects in motion? They keep moving. Action, reaction. In a world where everything is in motion, with your data at rest, your customer experiences, your ambitions, your business itself will stay at rest. Set that data in motion, and every impulse, every action triggers instant reaction across every experience, every app, every system across your entire business. Tap into a continuous stream of data, an ever-flowing nervous system that unlocks those real-time insights that are only insightful because they're real-time. The world doesn't wait, the world moves, and your data needs to move too.
Okay, so I should have said this before the video, actually. Our topic is really about data streaming, which is data in motion. And we see this trend is really happening more and more. And as a result of what's happening in the customer behavior, as a result of the product that's being launched, and like we saw the presentation before, the app is all about digitalization. And when we say digital business, it's all about managing the events that happened. And when we say events, which means data change, data creation that happens. And this happens when, within a digital, when a customer comes into the online web or going into the e-commerce or stepping into a shop, that creates data itself. So that's an event as part of the digital business. Also, when there's a sale that happens, when a customer buys a product through online, through that's again another event that happens in digital business. And this is again creating data or changing an existing data that we have. Also, it can happen when you have a trade, a transaction that happens, transfer of money from an account to another account, or transfer of an asset. That really creates another creation of data or change of the data. Also, when we have an invoice that's issued, which is really trigger some kind of invoicing, trigger some system in the ERP, in accounts payable, and accounts receivable, as recognizing that's another. So this is really all about digital business and creating that event within that event. So it's all about how you can master and control those events in a series and extract that data out of it. And we all know what's happening is shifting for the last few years now, that we were in a silo, really, in terms of customer experience, customer products, where we read a newspaper, for example, or pick up the phone. That happens in a silo in a very not centralized way. It's not connected. And we've been shifting, really, this experience of the customer, where we use anything, anywhere, to anyone, and everything is connected. So all this experience that's happening when you go into social media, for example, or you're reading a digital newspaper or digital news, it's part of the whole event, and it's creating all this data for it. So we are really shifting that event. And this is really, again, it's about event, and it's about real time of creation of the data and motion of the data. Here we, what we want to talk, because this is shift while passing it to my colleague Ala, is what's happening in the organization in terms of data motion and data event. Real-time processing is happening. It has been happening for many, many years. But what we're looking at, the paradigm now, is to have that real-time as part of the enterprise, as a system nervous, as part of the whole enterprise, and not like a one-off engineering implementation of real-time event processing. Pass to you, Ala.
Thank you. This is working? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is AlSharif. I'm a solution architect with Confluent. And today, can I have my slides on? Or? Perfect. So I'll take the concept of what Hafdi have been talking about the real time and the data. And we can basically show you how a lot of organizations are shifting in looking for basically the solutions. So, and dealing with the data. So what I want to take the concept on today is using the appreciable insight concept. Right? So a lot of the data that we collect today, it has a value. And this value sometimes will expire if we don't act on the data in real time, right? Or if we don't act on the data immediately, okay, to get a certain result or to take a certain action when we look at the data. And that's what we look for when we start basically building a lot of transactions on the events or reactive transactions when we collect an events that are happening. So looking at this, we see a lot of shift in the market, right? From slow operation, we see the need to a fast operation and actions, right? From batch processing of data to more of real-time processing of the data, right? From an operation that silos or systems that are sitting in different islands to basically connecting these multiple sources of data together and act on it in real time. So if we look at multiple of the concept in the IT part, right? As a cloud, we had rethink on the cloud and looking at more of data-centric operation, machine learning, right? And decision making. We have been rethinking all of that all over again, the user experience, right? And now what we want to look at is basically how we can rethink our data and the concept of the data. In the past, we were collecting data, putting it in a data lake, allocation, then running all the analytics or the operation on that, right? But this operation, it doesn't fit every single use case, or it doesn't fit a lot of the businesses, because as we collect this data, it's sitting at rest, and you're acting on it after the fact, 1+ day or 2+ days to basically get your result. And with multiple islands, multiple data centers, multiple locations that we're collecting the data in, we get what we call a spaghetti architecture, right? You have multiple connectivity points between your multiple systems, multiple sources of data, and this adds a lot of overhead of managing this environment and dealing with the data that you're collecting. It really creates a challenge to a lot of organizations to be able to act on their data and move forward, right? And Confluent comes in with the concept of a streaming platform. Simply building a single pipeline that allow you to connect all your multiple sources of data and move the data in real time between these systems. As soon as you do that, you're able to build on top of this your multiple use cases, your multiple analytics, right? Your multiple operation concept. So as soon as we move with this, Confluent will sit in the middle as a pipeline. You're able to connect your multiple sources of data, either on-prem, in the cloud, SaaS applications, and as you move the data in real time, these transactions will hit these systems in real time. In real time, you're able to move the data in your pipe. Then you build on top of that all your basically operation from real-time operation, machine learning, reporting, and BI. And that's the concept we look at. So we have a lot of organizations that have taken this concept in, and they start building their multiple use cases that require a real-time action on the data, right? This is across retail, healthcare, banking, telcos, where basically they want to have sort of a real-time operation and real-time decision on the data. I will take an example of this. Uber right now. How many of us use Uber, right, as a taxi delivery operation, right? With the Uber app, you're able to see where your driver is in real time, where he's moving, right? When he gonna arrive. All this require a real-time operation, a real-time collection of data, a real-time analytics, and reporting back to your customer. And there is a lot of use cases that we see across the industries where they want to move toward operation like that. And this is where Confluent can help with this. With a streaming platform, you're able to integrate your multiple sources of data, your multiple systems that's going to consume this data, and act on it in real time and operation. This is everything I want to cover. I know the time is not enough, but I'm more than happy to have a one-on-one discussion if you want, or if you have any questions, I will be available here today. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you, Ala. So the message really, in short, is first, streaming has been there for many, many years now. Everybody really did process the data in real time. That was a need for it. But what's changing right now is implementing that streaming, and not as a one-off engineering, but more on enterprise, which is building a completely central nervous within the enterprise, within the company. The second message is streaming and data motion and Kafka Confluent itself has been adopted and implemented by the new startup companies who are born in the cloud, like LinkedIn, Uber, but also has been implemented by the traditional players in the market, like Citigroups, Walmarts, because they did recognize that streaming is important because of their customer behavior, because of the selling, and because of the value of the time and the value of the data over time. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.